I'm late for Pizza Talk with Dan Hickey. Yeah, hi, it's pizza day. I need one large pizza to the studio stack. Done! Hello, fellow pizza enthusiasts. We're here today with Joe Gall, professional photographer, also known as Camera Jesus, and you photographed thousands of artists and events. Let's eat some pizza and chit chat about it, shall we? So today we have a pizza from the city, and what do we have on there? Why don't you tell us a little bit about this pizza?
This is one of my favorites right here. It's a deep dish, pepperoni, mild peppers, and mushrooms. But then also my other favorite is just yellow pepper.
Just yellow pepper,
so it's
all
like
right.
2 pizzas in one if you go
half and half. Yeah, that's what do you think is your favorite? Do you like the just the peppers or the peppers and mushrooms on that pizza?
Well, to be most specific, the corner slice of the peppers and mushroom.
That's definitely your favorite.
That's my favorite piece there, and my other favorite piece there.
Those are golden. Those are
so those you
the
have
main
to try.
anatomy of the pizza.
If you want to get the best one, go for it.
Well, why don't we dig in?
Sure.
So why don't you?
You take that corner, I'll take this corner.
Sounds like a plan. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. It has some crunch to it. It's like a crispier.
Yeah. Do you ever
Crispier.
cheers pizza?
Huh?
Do you ever cheers pizzas?
We could now
Here.
to Pizza Talk
The pizza talk.
and Camera Jesus. All right. This is good.
This is gonna be hard to slow down on.
I know. I don't know if we're gonna have time to talk this episode.
You know when they like fry it and you get that burnt edge?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much art.
Wow, someone's in the kitchen just making this. You know what I mean? And I don't know if they know how much we enjoy this. But you brought some hot sauce with you today? This hot sauce here?
Thanks for reminding me.
Was gonna let you forget.
Had to drive an hour with this pizza sitting shotgun.
Oh,
just
wow.
Smelling the fumes.
How'd you do it?
I covered it with some shirts to try to damper it down.
And do you mind if I get a little bit of this?
Oh, go for it.
And what are we looking at here, hot sauce wise? What would you?
Well, without saying names, it's
Okay, all right. You know, I'm kind of a fan of just generic hot sauce, and this looks like it comes in kind of a.
It's a product of Mexico.
Oh.
They seem to like start hot sauce.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've read that before, I think. So you've been taking pictures since 2002, and you went to Specs Howard in Detroit,
Yes.
and you were doing video production there for a few years. And what made you not want to do video production anymore and just hop into photography?
Well, as a video editor, you're stuck in a suite, usually has no windows, it's totally dark, and you're staring into a computer screen for endless hours. I had to do a 24-hour edit once, where it's just 24 hours sitting and looking at a screen. And after that, you just get so burnt out. You have other outlets creatively, and you could potentially make money at. And I was having so much fun shooting photography. All my friends that were riding BMX, I had started a blog called teamyoungbmx.com, and I would document all of us riding bikes, and it was just really fun lifestyle photography. I never even thought I would ever be a photographer, but then after thinking about it, this is so much fun. How can I make this my career? Get out of the edit suite and get out there and outside.
So Joe, we're gonna go outside here in a second, and you're gonna show us how to take a picture of an action shot, basically. And
I'm pumped, let's do it.
let's go get some extreme pizza.
Today we're going to do a little bit about how to take a proper skateboarding photo and let you know some tips to get a great shot. We got some special effects today. Evan's going to be brave and skateboard down this hill. He's probably going to break the speed limit and have some pyrotechnics in his hand. So my settings for my camera to capture this kind of action are going to be a high shutter speed. Since we've got pretty low light, I'm going to adjust my ISO to compensate for my shutter speed being 1600. I'm going to also keep my f-stop at 4.0 so I can get some like nice crisp focus. Now it's just starting to sprinkle a little bit out here, so we're going to add another element to the picture. Looks like they're having some trouble lighting the pyrotechnics. He's got him lit. He's coming.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I've heard you got hooked up with Real Detroit magazine, and you were doing that, and that's a weekly publication.
Yeah, they have a weekly rag paper in the city where they would just tell you kind of what's happening that week and tell you what happened last week. And I would shoot their concerts in their framed page.
And what was the gap between you not doing video production and you starting at Real Detroit magazine?
Well, I was actually pretty unhappy where I was working video production, and they started to notice, so they gave me the option to, if I wanted to leave, I could, and pursue this other career. So I was lucky enough to have an easy transition. But then again, I was starting on my own with my own business. To become like a paid photographer wasn't as easy as I thought, and it's been a struggle for a long time.
And we talk about the artist struggle a lot on this show, and what do you think, what kept you motivated through that? Because it's different for everybody, obviously, as creative people, but what do you think kept you going? What kept you interested and passionate about taking pictures?
I guess the more I shot photos, and the best thing about shooting photos is to show as many people as you can. So the more people I showed, it started to enjoy them and their enjoyment, even if it was just last night's party photos, to be able to show my friends like, hey, this is what we did and these memories are captured. You know, it just makes you think back. Like if you look at some photos from when you were a kid or anything, how many memories do you even have
Right.
from when you were a child if you don't have a photo that brings back
Right.
what you
Okay.
did?
So we have a new segment this week, pizza stuff, and we have some items here for Joe today. We're going to bring them up, and there's some stories associated with them. First things first, we have Joe's Vimeo channel. We're going to pull that up right here, and tell us a little bit about this.
I don't post too much, content on here, but there's a couple things from back in the day. There's some building, climbing some old abandoned buildings on there, getting some first-person perspective on some things that a lot of people might not otherwise see.
So do you climb buildings?
Yeah, I like the challenge of going up and feeling those cheap thrills. Just get the heart pumping.
All right.
Just you either die or you don't.
That's a good way to look at it, because that's, die or you don't. We also have here today this this pint of alcohol, and why don't you tell me what?
Well, I was shooting a Wu-Tang show, and the second song comes on, and I'm doing my job. I'm the only photographer down in the pit in front of the stage.
Right.
The RZA walks out on stage, kind of makes eye contact with me. I keep doing my thing. I haven't snapped a shot of him in the first 10 seconds that he's on stage,
Right.
and I feel like he's offended or something. So he gives me this look like, you MF, he grabs his bottle of alcohol and he just starts pouring it on all my camera equipment, which is just on the edge of the stage in the corner.
Right.
I was just furious. I've never probably been so angry in my life. So I immediately tried to save my brand new camera that he just poured all this equipment on. I walked out the venue and I waited by the tour bus. I left for a half hour. I came back and he had got on when I wasn't there. And I was knocking on the door. One person answers. I'm like, I've got words for RZA. Coward wouldn't come out of the bus and confront me, even though I would have probably got my ass kicked by some ninjas. It was just the statement that he was totally wrong for what he did, and he really set me back for a long time. It takes a long time to build up your arsenal of camera equipment when you're doing it yourself.
And our last item for pizza stuff, we have here this cruiser skateboard. Why don't you tell me what this means to you? What this is?
This is a birthday gift from my friend Davey, who grew up with me and now lives in California. He gave me this skateboard that he picked up somewhere along the way. It's an original, it's an antique, but I still use it. I just brought it on a road trip. My girlfriend and I took her around the country. We drove 7,000 miles in 2 weeks. And I was just like on a mission to take photos that would build up my portfolio for National Geographic.
Right.
But in every spot we went, whether it be Monument Valley or the Salt Flats, I would bring the skateboard out for some cool shots.
Do you do wildlife shots or any just purely, I guess, nature shots?
Yeah, being in Detroit, I like to document the wild dogs as my subject. I follow around a certain pack that, there's obviously this leader who's the masculine one who, all the puppies in Detroit are this guy's. He owns it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you follow a specific pack or group of dogs?
Yeah, the main guy has a hair across his chest that looks like an upside-down cross, so I nicknamed him Satan. He's just like this black, mean wolf, But he's been around for so long. One ear points up, one points down. He's just a mess. But
really?
He just owns it and runs the streets.
Wow. And so has this group of animals become more comfortable with you personally being around, or is it mostly, from afar, I guess?
It is. You can't really get too close because they're such a wild animal, and they're very sketched out about any people that come near them.
Right.
That's probably why they've been around so long. They don't get picked up or shot off. They're really afraid of people, but they'll definitely do some damage if you get in their way.
So when you take a photograph of a person or someone doing anything, how is that different from taking a picture of an animal or something natural? Do you feel there's a difference, or do they?
Animals are always a little more challenging than people, even though people can be very challenging as well, but at least you have the ability to direct a person, other than animals is just naturally happening. So you just kind of be like the right place at the right time, a lot more patience probably. It might take a lot more to get the right shot. With a person, I could be like, hey, stand like this, do this, this, and this, and we got the shot.
Okay.
But it's very important to put an animal or a living being into a photo. I think like if I'm even taking pictures of the city and it's just buildings, anybody could walk up and take this picture of a building, but you got to put that element of life into the shot. Even though if it's just a tiny person in a big wide landscape, it just adds a lot to me.
Okay. All right. You have a drone and you brought it with you today. Let's check it out. Let's see how that goes. Pizza Drone with Dan Hickey, Joe Gall, Camera Jesus. We are going to be eating some pizza delivered by drone to my mouth. So we're really, technology's coming a long way, and cut out the middleman of me actually having to call, order, and have the pizza delivered to me in a box. This is just, honestly, it's about the efficiency of it, and you know what I mean? We don't need to call and order a pizza. This comes right to the mouth. Jesus walks on water. Camera Jesus made pizza fly. Besides Detroit, where you're from, and everywhere in Michigan, where have you found that you really enjoy shooting that's not here? Where do you have a favorite place, or does it vary every time?
That trip I did around the United States kind of really opened my eyes to all the different types of locations that the United States even has, within our boundaries. And I don't think I'd ever been out west other than, visiting California. There's so much distance between here and there that you can't really grasp that concept without driving across it. And it's so cool to see the deserts and the mountains and all these different things that are like rainforests. I was out in Portland area and I thought I was in New Zealand because there's just waterfalls everywhere.
Really?
And it was like, this is really America. It's great, we get it all.
All right, well that's great. Well, Joe Gall, Camera Jesus, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the program
thanks,
and sharing this wonderful pizza with me.
Yeah.
And that's Pizza Talk.